everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Veryn, I am back, and I want to talk to you today about my favorite 3-card spread. Before we jump into the main content, I just want to quickly talk about the fact that I've been gone, and I just kind of like poofed out of existence, at least on the YouTube scale. I'm okay. Nothing like drastic happened in my home life that made me go poof. I did do a video when I tried to come back previously. I'll link it up above in the cards. You can go and check that out. And I'm still trying to understand what exactly has happened. I just kind of hit a wall. And that wall feels like, and it still feels like it. It feels like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post. I just hit a wall. And in fact, I was trying to film a different video back. I was trying to film just a deck collection. And I hit a wall again because I just don't feel... I wasn't feeling like I had much to say, so I was blanking. It's a whole thing. Anyways, so I hit the wall, I stopped, and I've spent a lot of time and made many attempts to try and come back. Hopefully this is it. So if you're new here or you've been here before, here's what you can hopefully expect moving forward. Witchy videos, tarot videos, journaling videos, astrology videos, whatever I find interesting and relevant at the time. Whatever I think I can share that will be of service to you in the world, that will be helpful. I don't know how much I'm going to talk about a lot of talk very personally, in great personal depth and detail. And quite frankly, part of that is because there's not much going on. My personal practice also ground to a halt and hit a wall. I just hit a lot of walls, and it's been very, very frustrating. I plan to post one video a week that will come out on Fridays, and that is the way I am moving forward. I do still offer my channel membership, which I'm also trying to fix. And I do still offer readings and sessions as a tarot reader and astrologer. My website's linked down below, which is that's the only thing that did not stop entirely. Everything else has been a struggle and has been filled with walls. So that's the big elephant in the room. I'm really sorry. I hope I didn't cause a lot of concern. And hopefully this is it, and we're going to be back. And to start back, I'm just going to start super simple with, like I said, I want to talk about my favorite 3-card spread. And this isn't just my favorite 3-card spread. This is my favorite spread. I use this all the time now. It is my main reading. I don't do a ton of tarot readings at the moment, at least for myself. And when I do, I'm either pulling my daily card, which I wear on my necklace, or I am doing this reading, which is a very simple 3-card spread of energy obstacle advice. What I love about it is how versatile it is and how open it is, and yet it's that perfect middle spot for my brain of being open enough that I can interpret and move within it, but also being specific enough that I know how to do what the fuck I'm doing. It's essentially a perfect container for me to explore and splash around and play in. And for it, I'm going to show you a couple of deck combos I really love with it, specifically starting with the Songs of the Grandmothers. And this was part of me really solidifying how much I loved this spread. So we have the Songs of the Grandmothers, and the deck that I tend to use with my Songs of the Grandmothers is my Tarot of Oneness. I'm so sorry if my lighting is off. My ring light broke, and as a result, I have to have the flash on. Otherwise, we get a giant shadow. But I also have pot lights up above. Let me see if I can... That looks okay to me. I hope that's not too dark for you. To my eyes, checking the camera, that looks really good. So we're going to try this and hope to God it works. So, the way I do this is really simple. And most of the time I use an oracle deck along with a tarot deck. And that's the oracle deck is the energy card. And then on one side we have the obstacle. And then on the other side we have the advice. The thing I love about the Grandmother's Oracle is I did a whole video on this, I believe. I'll link it up above in the cards if I can find it. It's got a keyword and it's got a haiku. So not only can you use the tarot for the obstacle and the advice, but you can also use it based on any of these. So the information from the oracle deck can expand on or specify the energy that I'm looking at. And I always kind of look at it as the very simply like, this is the energy. So if I'm pulling a grandmother card and I pull self-trust. So the energy we're talking about is self-trust. And then on the left-hand side is what's the obstacle to self-trust? And that's the 7 of Cups. And then what's the advice is the Inspiration of Cups, or this is the Queen of Cups. And I can always, every time I do this reading, I always find that there is a relevant way in which it applies to my life currently at the moment that I'm doing the reading, whether it applies to something else that is kind of bothering me or a direct thing. Because for me, often when I go to do a reading, I don't quite know what to do. Like, quite frankly, when I am at the point where I'm like, I want to do a reading, unless it's like a set reading that I plan to do, it tends to be when I'm having a struggle. And so I don't quite know what to do. And so I just kind of ask whatever the thing is. So in this case, it's like, I'm having a struggle. I need to do a reading. Okay, what's the energy of the struggle? Sanctuary. What's the obstacle to that struggle? Or what's the obstacle to that energy, to the sanctuary, is the 5 of Swords. And what's the advice? Justice. So this, it would be like, the energy is that I really need to feel safe. I'm not feeling sanctuary. I'm not feeling safe. And so I'm feeling unsafe, untethered, ungrounded. And so I am feeling a struggle. Why am I feeling unsafe, untethered, ungrounded? What's the obstacle there? The 5 of Swords. And what's the way to help me get there? Justice. Kind of a thing. So it was through this that I really love it. I also do really love using the keywords on the haiku to do readings with this specific pairing. But that is another day's thing. And this can be used, the other thing I love is that this can be used for freaking anything. I use this also for my members' live readings. We do live readings once a month, and I actually use this combination. I use the Songs of the Grandmothers with the Tarot of Oneness, and it's been really great, and I really love it. So most of the time, even if they ask a question, I will use the energy obstacle advice to frame it. Let me show you another great pairing. Another great pairing for this energy obstacle advice, I like to use, put this one aside because not that one. I don't know why I put it upside down. I like to use the Wisdom of the Shadow. And the Tarot of the She. This is one I would pick up if I was feeling a specific thing. Like if I was feeling specifically like there was a shadow poking at me, some shadow work. I would pull this out to say, okay, what's the energy of the shadow work or the shadow that's coming up? What's the obstacle to it, and what's the truth, and what's the advice of it? And it's almost always about the energy obstacle advice almost always works to this way of about like the card says, about opening, about getting myself through whatever it is so I can go do the thing. Sometimes the energy does come out as a card that, like, as the thing that the energy is of the goal as opposed to of the shadow. But that depends very much on the reading. But I love these two decks together. There's something about the Tarot of the She that to me hits perfectly. The line work, this is a great example. I don't pair my decks by perfect visual matches. I pair them by if they have the same kind of feeling. And I can show you another pairing that's not a perfect visual match, but to me it very much feels the same. So that's the Wisdom of the Shadow and the Tarot of the She together. It's one of my favorite pairings. I really love it, and it's quite beautiful. Just going to show a couple more pairings, just because I want to... This 3-card spread has made such an impact and become such a staple and such a easy go-to for me that I really want to kind of showcase the versatility of it. And the versatility of it really shows up depending on the decks that get used. So a weird one, which I adore, which is a very new pairing, is the Energy Archaeology Oracle. This deck is phenomenal. With the Dream Visions. This is the second edition, and I'm a little obsessed with this pairing. I love it a lot, and it's not a perfect match visually speaking. And yet they feel so much like they bring the same feelings to me. And I don't know why. So here we have the energy creation for the pelvis, the obstacle of it, and the advice. This pairing is, I randomly thought of it, and I'm like, oh shit. And I put them beside each other. And like I said, the art's not a perfect match, but they both have this kind of, in the art, there's this kind of a fuzzy quality. And I'm not saying that disparagingly at all. And there's an intensity to both of these decks. And I really quite love them together. So here we have the energy of surrender with the false ribs. I also really like that this coordinates with a body part or a bone, so you can work with this physically as well. And then here the obstacle would be the Page of Cups. So if the Page of Cups is sometimes very naive, then part of the obstacle to surrender could be that naivety and that not spending time to think things through and like look at things from a realistic lens point, and how that can cause a lot of pain and damage. And so the advice is the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is going to be much more thought based than the Page of Cups, because the swords are air and it's thought. Anyways, I'm not here to give readings. I just wanted to talk about this spread itself and show a couple of examples. This one's one of my favorites. And then the other pairing, and this is actually something that I've begun doing more recently, is what I've been doing as kind of a daily reading. I don't necessarily do it every single day. And in fact, I haven't actually done one yet this month of October. Not that we're far into it, but it's my Seasons of the Witch deck, whichever one of the season we are in. We have just started Samhain season. I decided for myself that I would use the Seasons of the Witch decks. Like the breakdown is the ones that are the points on the wheel of the year that correspond to equinoxes and solstices. I use those for 1 month, and then the other decks I use for 2. So I used Mabon for the month of September, and then I'm going to use this for October and November, and then I'll use Yule for the month of December, and then the next one I believe is Imbolc for January and February, etc., etc. I love how this reading works with this combo. So we have the Seasons of the Witch. This one's the Samhain, but you could use the Mabon. Ostar is not out yet. The Mabon, the Beltane, and the Yule. I have all 4. And this is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, which I am curious to see what the new format of this is going to be like. I love this as a mostly daily check-in, and with the energy obstacle advice. So here the energy is seduction, and you get a little bit of information with it. The obstacle is the maze, the advice is the 4 of Earth. And I really like this because of the fact that I live in a seasonal place. I live in Canada, Ontario. There are 4 seasons where I live. And these are seasonal decks. And according to my astrology, I am a very seasonal being. So what I really like is that this feels like keeping me in touch with the energies of the earth and like a mini conversation with them. And like a mini guiding message that I take and go from there with. And I love these 2 decks together. They feel very in alignment, and their art style goes quite well together too. And I mean, that's really it. I'm gonna kind of stop this here because I don't want to that does not go in that box. Wow, good job, self. I don't want to prattle on when I don't really feel like I have much more to say. I just wanted to come on quickly and show y'all my favorite 3-card spread to use. It truly seems endlessly applicable. I use it reading for myself, and I use it reading for others. There are lots of ways in which I use it. And so I wanted to come out and recommend it. My favorite is to use an oracle for the energy and then accompanying tarot deck for the obstacle and the advice. And I really love it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too clunky or awkward or weird. I'm still hitting a lot of walls, and I'm just trying to find the cracks in the walls and the doors and keep going and start going again, because I can't keep being stopped. So we did it. I did it. Fuck yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you can come on back nice and easily. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite 3-card spread? Or do you use this spread? Also, I would love to know if you have any favorite combos that you like to use this spread. for like any oracle and tarot combos. I'd love to hear all about it. In the description box, you'll find all the links to all the stuff. I have a YouTube channel membership here. I have a website. Things are getting updated and changed. I really want to build my work in my community, and I'm just trying to figure out how that is gonna look. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let you go here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Lots of love. Bye.